know, being taught that the world owes you nothing. You know, whatever you come into this life with is whatever you're going to leave with unless you work for more.
So the way we'll do our picture is what's going on, mother truckers? Welcome to the Asian My Show. We are with Jordan Skye, you know, with Jocelyn Transport. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
We're doing great, right? You know,
So far.
everybody wants to know who you are. You know, how'd you get into trucking? And this beautiful truck right here that I could tell you have a lot of pride in. So, you know, first off, let's introduce yourself.
Yeah. My name's, like you said, Jordan Skye. I'm 24 years old. I mean, I guess unlike most people, I didn't really come from a trucking family. I guess I would be the first generation, really. I grew up, you know, my dad was a gearhead and whatnot, and I always had an interest in the mechanics, but I didn't really go that direction at first. I actually started out in the medical field. I was a ophthalmology assistant for 5 years.
What does that mean? Does that mean you can read minds?
No.
What does that? What
no,
does that person do?
ophthalmology is eye doctor. So like I was kind of like the nurse in the eye doctor's office.
Nice.
So yeah, I did that for 5 years. And then, you know, like 40-hour work weeks are nice, but for me, when I came into trucking, I know it sounds kind of bad, but like I saw dollar signs. I was like, you know, okay, this is really a chance where you can, you know, you can get in, you can make a lot of money. It seemed like more than an honest living.
Where was your first introduction to this?
So my first introduction was scrap hauling. There was a guy that I was, you know, kind of finding drivers for at the time. We were hauling for pad nose, and he was kind of short on help, and he's like, you know, how do you feel about getting in the truck? And I was like, oh no, you know, I can't even drive a stick shift car. There's no way I'm doing it. And he's like, well, just, you know, give it a shot, go get your permit, you know, see how you like it. And I did, and I started out on a driver's permit with, you know, one of the other guys that hauled scrap for him. And after about the first week, I kind of grasped the hang of it, at least the shifting and getting around and whatnot. And yeah, by the end of the month, I was in a truck, and I was hauling full time for him. So
Wait up. And how many gears was that truck?
that was an 18-speed. It was a 2004 Peterbilt, and it was heavy haul scrap. So we were hauling like 130,000 pound trailers.
Shit.
So yeah.
Wait up. So you went from not knowing how to drive a manual transmission car.
Yeah.
To, if you guys aren't getting motivation from this, man or woman, I don't care who you are, if you think you can't do this. And how old were you when you got into this?
I was 21. So,
21.
Yep.
So you've been doing it 3 years now.
Yep. I spent, it was a couple of months in the scrap hauling business, and then I actually went straight to tankers, and I was hauling milk tankers. And then after that, I got into Super 8s, so I was hauling 8-axle milk tankers for the last year and a half.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
And those are even heavier. Those are, you know, they scale like the 164 range, so.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. No, I love it. You know, this beautiful truck. What is this ride right here? Can you tell people? Can you walk us through?
So yeah, this is a 1988 Freightliner FLC with the B model cat in it. It's got a 10-speed in it right now. It had a 9-speed direct, and Chris had to swap that out for us because it just wouldn't cut it on the highway. But she does just fine now. We hook the flower trailers, you know, just like you saw in the other videos with our guys, and she hauls them down the road all day long. Does really good for us and makes me some good money.
Hey, I love it. And what kind of engine is under this hood?
It's the B model cat.
Really? Can we take a look?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Look at that. You know,
it's kind of just an old farm truck before now. Chris picked it up. Obviously, it's still got the corn stalk paint scheme and tractors, but like I said, it's honest. It's making work every day.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, and you know, for all the people that, you know, feel discouraged, you know, and feel like they can't do this, you know, any advice for those people?
I mean, I would say, me being me, you know, like that, you know, you heard the gist of it. I started out not knowing anything about trucks, you know, trucking in general. And, you know, I think as long as you put your mind to it and you're going in it for the right reasons, and even me, you know, I wasn't at first. You don't go into trucking for money. You know, there's definitely money to be made, but you have to have a passion for it. And I didn't even know that it was there when I started, and luckily it was. But I think as long as you have that passion and that drive, and, you know, you're honest and you're ready to work hard, you can really do anything. You know, you just got to stay dedicated and keep your goals in mind.
I love it. I love it. And non-flex, but you see this beautiful truck right here? That's hers too.
Yep.
I mean, at 24 years old,
Yep.
you're doing it.
I'm trying to as best I can.
You know, we'll talk in the cab about, you know, how long you're on the road and this and that,
Yeah.
to really get a feel and maybe some more advice. But, you know, I appreciate it so much. Could we hear what this baby sounds like?
Yeah, of course. Got the old push start button.
Push start.
Yeah, so you turn the ignition key over, give it a second, and then this button right here fires it right up.
Look at that. I'm telling you, I am really impressed. You know, I love to see the next generation just do well and hardworking. Because everybody and their mama now wants to be a TikToker and a YouTuber.
Yep.
No one actually wants to go out there, boots on. You know what I'm saying?
No judgment though, because these are brand new. I'm breaking these ones in still.
No one's thinking that at all. But yeah, no, look at that. I love it. I love it. Yeah, maybe, could we? I hate to ask, but could we go on just a little ride?
Of course we can.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Cool. So what do? I just hop in the other side? It'll be all right?
There you are.
Appreciate it.
All set?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
All right, Jordan, Skye.
Yes.
When we say we're trucking, what are we talking about? You're on the road for a few hours a day. You're on the road a week at a time. What do you mean when you say we're trucking?
I usually do about 2 weeks out. I'll stay 2 weeks out, and then I'll go home for 2-3 days.
2-3 days.
Yep.
So you're really out here trucking.
Yeah.
No.
You know, every day you spend at home, you're losing money. You know, it's great to go home, and it's great to be home. It's kind of a constant battle. When you're at home, you're thinking of the road. When you're thinking of the road, you're, you know.
You're out here really getting it.
Yeah, trying to.
You know, I tell you, I'm so happy to hear that. You know, so any advice for people that are jumping on? They're new. They don't have anyone in their family either. They're watching your video. They want to learn a little bit of something. What's some good tips for them with your 3 to 4 years experience now going into this?
Well, like I said, you know, it can be scary for anyone, whether you're 30 years old or you're 20 years old, or, you know, you're male, you're female, it doesn't matter. Trucking is intimidating. It's a whole different, whole different dynamic, and you're completely out of your element when you first come into it. No matter if you're new or you're old, you just got to keep in mind, you know, like I said, if you have, you know, a good amount of dedication and you have goals and, you know, you're focused, you can really make anything happen. You know, you just got to not get discouraged. Everybody messes up. Everybody has tough days. You know, there's been countless days where I've really just sat there and been like, man, maybe I'm not cut out for this. You know, like this isn't for me. I'm way over my head. But you know, you're allowed to have those moments, but just if you do, after you're done, regroup, you know, calm down, really focus on what you want, you know, and if it's still a passion and interest of yours, don't ever give it up. You know, everybody's gonna fail, everybody's gonna falter, and you know, you just gotta keep strong and keep dedicated and keep plugging.
For a person that says they don't like being on video, damn, I'm getting the motivation right now, people. If you ain't getting no motivation, I don't know where you're at. I love it. No, that's great. I really do, you know, and I love just how goal-oriented you are. So, 24 years old, where the hell do you see yourself in the next 5-6 years? When Jordan Skye is 30 years old, where do you see yourself?
You know, I would like to see myself spending a little less time on the road by then. I definitely don't think I'll ever get completely out of trucking. You know, I have a truck of my own that I just bought, nothing special, but it's a K100 cab over, and I have some pretty big dreams on restoring that. So hopefully, you know, by 30 that'll be done, and I'll be toting around to shows with it and doing my own thing.
Okay. I'm telling you, look at this. We ain't playing around, people.
It's no air ride suspension. We've just got spring ride right now, so it's a little rough.
So you're really trucking out here.
Yeah.
This is real trucking.
This is the closest, I think. You know, that was a big thing for me. You know, like coming from milk hauling and scrap hauling and whatnot. We drove pretty new equipment. You know, 2020s and whatnot, and it was cool and it was good, and it was a good time. And a lot of people, when I stepped into this and into the FLC, they were like, you know, why would you do that? You know, you were already there. You were in that brand new equipment, and you know, running what everybody would consider to be nice stuff. And this is, I think, realistically the closest to old school trucking that I'll ever get, and that's really, you know, really kind of what I wanted. I wanted a taste of that, and it's definitely provided that. I've learned a lot already being here, and it's been definitely a new curveball. I like being challenged, and it's done that for me.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. I love it, you know, and I really appreciate you just for spending some time with us.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, and this is no disrespect, and tell me if you've heard this yourself, but your generation,
yeah,
they want things handed to them. Mm-hmm. They want the easy route, and when they do have something, they feel like they deserve it.
Yeah.
You know, what are your thoughts about that, honestly?
I grew up, you know, being taught that the world owes you nothing. You know, whatever you come into this life with is whatever you're going to leave with, unless you work for more. And that's my opinion on, you know, this generation. They are entitled, and it's unfortunate. I don't know, you know, how we got to that point or why we got to that point. You know, there are a lot of good kids out there, you know, still to this day that grew up with those old-fashioned values and whatnot. But you know, all this easy money out here, it all comes at a price. You know, the TikTok and, you know, everything else.
These damn YouTubers.
Yeah, these damn YouTubers. You know, everything. It all comes at a price, you know, and you know, if that's if that's your price, you know, awesome. Like, if that's what, you know, you want to be involved in, and you know, that's your own thing. But I mean, don't get me wrong, at some points I'm kind of envious, you know, to be able to do, especially, you know, to be able to do like what you do and whatnot. Like, that's got to be fun. That's got to be, you know,
everything's a job.
But an interesting lifestyle. But yeah, I just, you know, I guess in my mind and the way that I grew up, unless you work for it, you know, it's not really yours. And you know, that was always the mentality that I had, and always the mentality that I kept. And I'd like to see a lot more people, you know, a lot more young people get out there and really, I guess, experience what it's like to have to bust ass for it.
Yes. You want to shout out anyone? Is there anyone in your life or people in your life, the team, anybody that really helped you get to where you are now?
I would say, you know, my dad for instilling the values in me that he did. You know, I wouldn't be half the person that I am if it wasn't for him. I probably would have quit long before now, you know, if I didn't hear that voice in my head telling me, like, hey, you know, you got to get up and do it every day regardless. You know, you don't have anybody to prove it to but yourself, but you got to get up and prove it to, you know, get through. But you know, aside from that, the people that really inspired me in trucking, you know, just everybody when I came into it, you know, from my first boss to my coworkers and milk hauling and whatnot, everybody everybody taught me something along the way, and I know that I wouldn't be half the, not that I'm a great driver or anything, but you know, definitely not the best, but half
You
the
know
driver
you're not
that
using the clutch this whole time.
Yeah. No, we don't use those. It's
you know,
stopping and
hey,
going. That's it.
I'm just letting you guys know she's been floating the gears this whole time. Okay, people. I tell you, you got the old school heart, girl. 24 years old, man. I appreciate you. I really do. I really wish you the best.
Thank you.
I want you to have everything you want in this world, and I know that when you do have it, that you've earned every penny.
Thank you.
So that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's definitely the goal there. At least it was for me.
Well, you know, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.